us a place to stand and a place to grow, and call this land Ontario. Give us a place to live for you and me, with hopes as high as the tallest tree. Give us a land of peace, oh, where the free winds blow, and we will build Ontario, a place to stand, a place to grow. Ontario, a place to stand, a place to grow. Ontario.
Keep it going for Isabella Neuspiel and Andrea Kozel on the piano. That was A Place to Stand, the official, unofficial anthem of the Visionaries Prize program. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Lieutenant Governor's Suite. My name is Eugene Berezovsky. I'm a member of the staff here in the office of the Lieutenant Governor, and it is my great pleasure to serve as your MC this evening. Welcome to the award presentation ceremony of the Lieutenant Governor's Visionaries Prize. The prize has toured 6 Ontario cities, heard 36 inspirational presentations, and tonight it returns to where it began, here in the office of Ontario's Vice-Regal Representative. Before we begin, a bit of housekeeping. I would like to kindly ask you to switch off your mobile phones or electronic devices, or I'll set them to silent. Also, I would kindly ask that you refrain from taking photos in the aisle. That is reserved for the official photographer, and that photographer, not Ed Bertinsky, who's taking the photographer's seat, who's the other photographer. Ironic. And although we don't want to see or hear your ringtones, we do want to see your camera flashes. Please feel free to take photos, to share them. You can join the conversation on Twitter, and you will find her honor at LG Liz Dowdswell. Tonight's hashtags are Visionaries Prize, or in French, Prix Visionnaire. And now, without further ado, as is customary, and for those who are able, please rise and join me in welcoming the Honorable Elizabeth Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. Please remain standing for the playing of the Vice-Regal Salute.
Be seated. This looks like it has the makings of a good party. It's great to see so many familiar faces. I can't tell you how exciting it's been to think about an evening where we can make the connections. Having seen some of you in Thunder Bay and some of you in Windsor and some of you in wherever else we were in the last 2 weeks. It's been a terrific road show, and I'm so delighted that, that particularly the 36 of you who contributed so much to this prize are able to be with us this evening. Thank you for making the effort to come. I hope you'll have an opportunity to meet your other contestants, your other contributors, and share these ideas even further. Mr. Speaker, Deputy Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight to the award ceremony for the Lieutenant Governor's Visionaries Award. I start First of all, of course, by recognizing the ancient and enduring presence of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people in Ontario, and tonight in particular, this place, which is the land of the Mississaugas of the New Credit. I bring you apologies, if you like, regrets from Chief Laforme, who's in the middle of a traffic accident on the 401, I believe, and can't be with us, which he very much wanted to be. So I pass along his formal greetings to you tonight. So this is the final night, and for me it's one of immense gratitude. I'm not going to speak too long because we do want to get on to see the actual awards and get on to the conversation that I hope most of you will be engaged in. When we started this, the idea was that we had this wonderful year, Canada 150, when we might think about not just how we've matured as a country and what we've learned from the past, but more importantly, at least in my view, what we need to do better. And what we can do, looking, say, January 1st, 2018, and looking forward. And we know that there are so many creative and bright minds in this province, and we wanted to tap into that. But we also wanted to have a little fun. So the idea was to ask you to contribute your thoughts, your ideas, in 6 very important areas that are part of the future of our province and creating the kind of the province we want to live in the future. And so that was the concept. We would search through these bright ideas, and then we'd give you the opportunity to actually present them in front of some judges, a head judge and some expert judges in each of the fields, and create a little bit of fun for people in the audience as well, as they were able to listen and to judge. So thanks to so many of you in this room and beyond, I'd like to think that the concept we had was really validated. It was clear to me in each location, although the comments were different, the people were different, the subject matter was different, but there's no question in my mind that you left people inspired. You left them reassured that, in fact, creating a better world was indeed possible, and that you were up to the task of doing something about that. And that's clearly what we recognize tonight. And certainly you got me thinking, whether it was drones or highways that I still don't understand that can turn into energy, or whether it was some of the social innovations. There were so many, and I'm not going to get into all of those. You'll hear a little bit about some of them tonight. But it really did get me thinking, and many others. You know, at each location, Pia asked me what I would take away from each of the locations. And my answer was actually different in many of them. And there are so many stories to be told. There were stories that made us think positively about the possibility of inclusive prosperity, about environmental stewardship, about social cohesion, about good governance, reconciliation, and just as recently as last night, science, technology, and innovation. I won't repeat all of those, although I'm happy to in the space of conversation downstairs later. But in summary, I think what I came away with most was the energy, enthusiasm, and certainly passion, not only of those of you who were actually contributing on the stage, the people who were working behind the scenes on the project, and also the audiences. The number of people who came up and said, "It's just so wonderful to sit and listen to this conversation. It's just great to have an opportunity not to be in a lecture room and not to be in a political forum, but just really to think about ideas and to listen to those who put a great deal of energy into them. So what I came away with, reinforced as always, is the importance of citizen voices, the voices that really are the bedrock of a strong democracy. You wanted to tell stories, and others wanted to make room and space to have that dialogue to allow you to share your stories. So it wasn't simply an academic exercise. It was, yes, in many cases grounded in conceptual research and new perspectives of young people particularly, but it was also grounded in the real life experiences. And you know, there were several occasions where people made suggestions from the platform of jobs they were in. And the courage that it took to say, I've worked in this particular job for the last 20 years, and I know something that could be done about this. Putting themselves on the line was, I don't take that for granted at all. So they were based on real life experience, but all of them were based on a real conviction. And for those of you who weren't able to be at them, I hope you can get some sense on the Walrus YouTube channel, and you'll be able to hear them directly. But in many cases, you really needed to be in the room and to hear the energy that was created. So 36 visions and voices that deserve to be so much more widely heard. There were 6 chosen, but let me tell you, and I make no claim to figuring out the black box of technology that resulted in our end results. I do know that the vote tallies were often incredibly close. And so I'm, first of all, delighted that Walrus has agreed to actually publish the work of the 6 finalists, the 6 winners, in the December, is that right? I know that for sure. In the December issue of Walrus. So your ideas will get out there to a much wider readership. My hope is that you'll all continue to pursue some of the ideas, because while many of them were doable, and that was really exciting when you could see that you could run away with that idea tomorrow and actually make it happen, others of them required partners. One of the most magical moments for me was the night when this incredible young person, very young person, presented ideas about how to teach empathy in a classroom. And a university vice president came along and said, I want to follow up with you on that. I want to turn it into a virtual reality experience, and when can we talk? And it was those kinds of connections that just really made me so proud of the exercise and so proud of that particular individual. I mention that particularly because some of the others were simply the seed of an idea at this point and need more care and nurturing and growing. And that's why I'm hoping that through bringing you all together tonight, you'll have a chance to share some of those ideas, not only with the 6 who happen to be in your group, but also with the rest who were in the other topics. I know several of you said, oh, I thought I was going to be competing under this topic or that topic. They really wanted to be in one or the other. And let me tell you, that really warms my heart, because the 6 topics that we chose are really all about sustainability. And sustainability comes about when you connect the dots. And so when I heard people talking about environmental stewardship, but also talking about good jobs and economic prosperity and how to bring the community together, that's what sustainability is all about. And so for many of you, I don't think there was anybody who really was so focused on a particular silo. And that's, I think, the joy of bringing bright minds together over a whole range of topics like this. I'm just delighted by the exercise and looking forward to hearing the conversation afterwards. But let me take a moment, because I could go on at some length. But let me take a moment to say some thank yous, because there are many and I don't want to miss anybody. Certainly to those who submitted and to those who attended, my sincere thanks for your efforts. To our expert judges who gave us such time and expertise, and many of them are here tonight, and I hope you'll have a chance to talk to them. But may I give a personal thanks to Ed Bertinsky, Sanjay Khanna, Ilse Trunick, Laurie Robinson, Steve Paikin, and Annette Verschuren. Isn't that a good cast? And our head judge, Pia Chattopadhyay, who I could say so much because she challenged me every step of the way, but she was with us for every event, and I can't thank you enough for the grace with which you handled it, the good humor with which you handled the six locations. And my thanks, of course, to CBC Radio for making your attendance possible as well. So I really do appreciate that. My thanks to the Government of Ontario. The financial support that you provided through the Ontario 150 program was essential to make this all come about. This was one of our 3 150 programs, and as soon as the Ontario 150 Secretariat heard about it, we had nothing but support. So I really appreciate that. And I would say that I'm mostly gratified that the government actually recognized, I'm not surprised they did, but I am gratified that they recognized the role of the Crown in being able to convene these kinds of conversations that really transcend politics and transcend time. And it is something that we know from talking to audiences in particular that they very much appreciated. So my sincere thanks for that. And to Shelley Ambrose and all of the team at the Walrus Foundation. We, of course, could not have done this without them. They were our partner par excellence. They were the ones behind the scenes, or maybe getting you in the right place at the right time. They administered the prize for us. They were responsible for the integrity of the judging process and responsible for the successful execution of 6 different events in the course of 3 weeks. No mean feat at all. And let me just say, Shelley, that we could not have asked for a better and more dedicated partner throughout. So my sincere thanks to everyone. My thanks to 2 people that you won't yet have met, but important to say, Brian Morgan, who designed the colorful, eye-catching Visionary Prizes, the physical prize. So you're not going to get a big cup done in silver with your name engraved on it. Something much more interesting than that. To Kate Murdoch for devising the ingenious boxes, and I want to particularly salute Think to Thing for the innovative 3D printing that makes these futuristic shapes actually a reality. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. So there are only a few months left. We've turned the corner into the 4th quarter of this year, and it's been a memorable year. I hope that each and every one of you makes the best of the 3 months to come, because it is up to every one of us to carry on the conversations that have begun. And I hope you'll let me know of what your dreams are for 2018. I'm not going to let you off the hook quite that easily, whether you be Walrus or judges or competitors or audience. I have great hope for what we will do in the coming year. It can only be a success in this blessed country that we are so fortunate to live in, and the people that are prepared to make such a contribution. This Lieutenant Governor's Suite is both a place of connection and a safe space for for conversation. It's really at its best when it's filled with bright and creative minds with diversity of thought. So I hope you'll enjoy each other's company tonight. Again, my sincere congratulations and warmest thanks to winners, finalists, and all of those who supported you. Thank you for coming this evening. Merci, miigwech.
Thank you, Your Honor. As Her Honor mentioned, the prize, the Lieutenant Governeur's Visionaries Prize, would not be possible without the very generous support of the Government of Ontario through the Ontario 150 Secretariat. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Maureen Adamson, Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Sport.
Thank you, Eugene. It's a great pleasure to join Lieutenant Governor Dowswell. Unfortunately, Chief Laforme can't be here. Walrus Foundation Executive Director Shelley Ambrose, thank you so much. And to all our guests, as we celebrate and honor the finalists and winners in each of the 6 categories of the Lieutenant Governeur's Visionaries Prize Award. Greetings to our winners, their friends and family. We know this takes more than just individuals. And it's a very special evening and a very special year. The 150th anniversary of Confederation is historically significant and such an important moment for Ontario and certainly for Canada. 2017 has presented us all with a unique opportunity to come together, to celebrate our achievements, and to build shared vision for the future. And all of our Ontario 150 commemorations since January have been created to honor Ontario's past, to showcase the present, and to inspire future generations. When the Lieutenant Governeur's Visionary Prize was announced in September of 2016, it was one of the signature initiatives of the Ontario 150 program. Because while there is so much to celebrate here in our province, we know that if we want to build a better Ontario for tomorrow, that we need to start by realistically assessing our past and addressing the issues that face us today. Issues rooted in justice, social cohesion, and equity, and how we treat each other and how we treat our planet. And we need to talk about next steps to do a better Ontario. Where do we want to be in 50 years, and how do we want to be going to build that better Ontario that is for all Ontarians? How will we deal with challenges of reconciliation, governance, inclusive prosperity, environmental stewardship, social cohesion, and scientific and technological innovation? These are very big questions and require very big answers. And I'm so inspired by the fact that the Lieutenant Governor received more than 400 submissions from the people of Ontario addressing these 6 topics. From the hundreds of submissions, as was said, 36 finalists were selected who have made their presentations across the province over the past month. Deciding on the winners in each category was certainly not an easy task. So many great ideas came forward, ideas that are certainly worthy of more consideration, and I do hope that the Walrus Foundation can explore ways to look at these other ideas and be heard more broadly as well. And on that note, I'd like to thank our friends from the Walrus Foundation for helping to create this important forum and for making it possible for the visionaries to present their solutions. Thank you to Head Judge Pia Chattopadhyay, and of course to our expert panel judges who have been thanked, but I think would warrant another thank you, Laurie Robinson, Steve Pakin, Annette Verschuren, Edward Bertinsky, Sanjay Khanna, and Dr. Ternanik. Thank you to all the members of the public for taking part in the selection process, and to Her Honor for her passionate leadership throughout, and I know I can say that with confidence that she has been very passionate in all of 150. And most of all, I want to congratulate everyone who submitted their ideas, our 36 finalists and our 6 winners. Your vision is bold, it's creative, and you are helping to build a bright future for Ontario. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Adamson. Your Honor, to business. Our dear winners, we will now begin the presentation of your awards. As I call your name, please come forward and stand next to Your Honor, and I will read your citation. Your Honor, our first recipient is Jessica Rumbold from Cambridge, Ontario. In Thunder Bay, Jessica presented her visionary idea to address the overrepresentation of Indigenous female offenders in our correction system. Her plan to redirect money spent in the correctional system to tackle the underlying causes of violence and incarceration. Your Honor, the Lieutenant Governor's Visionaries Prize in the category of reconciliation is awarded to Jessica Rumbold. Your Honor, our second recipient, Mr. James Mager from Toronto. In Kingston, James pitched his idea to use technology to transform citizen engagement with their government. His idea, called Polynation, is an interactive platform to strengthen participatory democracy and data collection from the electorate. Your Honor, the Lieutenant Governor's Visionaries Prize in the category of governance is awarded to James Mager. Your Honor, our third recipient, Ms. Sierra Bray from Windsor, Ontario. In her hometown, Sierra put forward the idea to make entrepreneurship a mandatory field of study in public schools. Her goal is to ensure that young people have the same opportunity she had to spark the fire of innovation and to risk and to venture. Your Honor, the Lieutenant Governor's Visionaries Prize in the category of inclusive prosperity is awarded to Sierra Bray. Your Honor, our fourth recipient, Ms. Charu Jaiswal from Toronto. In Waterloo, Charu described her idea to develop and deploy large-scale energy storage technology to combat the spoilage of electricity produced by renewable but intermittent power sources. Your Honor, the Lieutenant Governor's Visionaries Prize in the category of environmental stewardship is awarded to Charu Jaiswal. Your Honor, our fifth recipient, Ms. Andrea Hossack from North Grenville, Ontario. In Brampton, Andrea put forward her idea to bring together childcare and retirement living in a pastoral setting. Her idea was to bridge intergenerational divides by involving youth in the lives of seniors and by making seniors a part of the childcare process. Your Honor, the Lieutenant Governor's Visionaries Prize in the category of social cohesion is awarded to Andrea Hossack. Your Honor, our sixth and final recipient, Mr. Carter Lee, Toronto. At the Isabel Bader Theatre in the University of Toronto, Carter presented his disruptive idea to put electric vehicle charging systems in the hands of the people. His idea for a community-based platform called Switch was the owners of electric vehicles use an app to find homeowners with charging ports and driveways willing to sell their electricity. Your Honor, the Lieutenant Governor's Visionaries Prize in the category of scientific and technological innovation is awarded to Carter Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, another round for all the winners. Your Honor, forgive me, I need to ask you to stick around here one more minute because we actually have one more presentation to make this evening. To help me with that, I'd like to invite our dear guest, head judge, Pia Chattopadhyay, head judge of the Visionaries Prize program at the front. Come up here, Pia. Your Honor, throughout your time visiting the 6 cities of this contest, we have heard, thanks to Pia, about your leadership in creating this program. Indeed, this signature initiative is the biggest one and the last of the special projects our office will undertake in the 2017 sesquicentennial year. Throughout this year of celebration and reflection, you have worked tirelessly. Between the various initiatives you have developed, including the 150 Stories exhibition, the Visionaries Prize, the A Place to Stand Gala, the Climate Change Essay Contest, you have also traveled widely across Ontario, celebrating with the people of this province in every way possible. We, the mischievous staff in your employ, and also our distinguished partners in this program, feel that you deserve to be recognized for your leadership in 2017. And so, with the help of Pia, I am pleased to announce that the 7th Lieutenant Governor's Visionaries Prize is awarded to the Honourable Elizabeth Dowswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario.
Now we score her. 1 is low, 10 is high. No, not a speech, but isn't that funny? I was just about to say that the person who really managed this on a day-to-day basis, although our entire team was involved, is really Eugene. And he's the one who should be recognized. Absolutely. But I think they really just wanted to give this to me because they're trying to bring me out of the dark ages in terms of new technology. So that's great. Thank you so much.
And he's the mischievous one, ma'am. In case you're wondering, at the top of each prize box is inscribed the category name. At her honors, it reads Visionary of Visionaries. We thought it was appropriate. Congratulations, ma'am, and thank you for all that you do. As you're admiring the prizes that the award winners have received and Her Honor has received, just a quick note, we wanted to tell you about those physical prizes. As Her Honor mentioned, they were developed by our very special friends at Think to Thing, and we would like to acknowledge our partners there, David Ditter, Lisa Consolado, and Ed Bertinsky, the Think to Think Laboratory. The Visionaries Prize Awards are really a testament to the forward-thinking ideals that we feel this program represents. The awards are 3D printed, and they highlight the interplay between traditional artistic techniques and the innovative contemporary technologies. You can read more about them in your program book. And on a personal note, I would like to extend my own personal gratitude to our friends at the Walrus Foundation, who have been friends and family to me for the past few, months, nearly a year. Shelley, Amira, Gail, Kelly, Jessica, Tina, hell, even Noah. No, just kidding. That was just easy. Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure and an honor, and we are very grateful for your generosity and time and support. Thank you. And believe it or not, that brings us to the end of the formal portion of tonight's ceremony. In a moment, we will sing O Canada, and Her Honor will depart the music room. At that point, I will invite our 6 winners and the judges to please remain here, along with Ms. Adamson and with Shelley, to do a few official photos. We will share them, I promise, no need to linger. You have my word. You have no idea how hard it is with 6 people up here and then 100 people trying to take photos. All of our other guests are invited to proceed downstairs and get the party started. The winners will join you in a few minutes. During the reception, we invite you to enjoy the current art exhibition on display in the Lieutenant Governeur's Suite, entitled 150 Stories. It is compiled to mark the 150th anniversary of Confederation. 150 Stories invites readers to contemplate the many perspectives and voices that make Ontario, Ontario. We have copies available for you today, and we invite you to take one home. And now, for those who are able, please rise and join me in the singing of the national anthem and the exit of the Lieutenant Governor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our guests are invited downstairs. We ask the recipients to remain here, please.